The ground shook under Eli's body. His ears rang from the last explosion. Smoke filled the air, and fire burned in every direction. He could not move his leg. It was broken. Or maybe worse. Eli was a young human soldier, only 22 years old. He had joined the war because he wanted to protect Earth. But now, lying on the muddy ground of this strange alien planet, he wasn't sure if he would survive. All around him, the battle was ending. He could hear the screams of soldiers. Some were human. Some were alien. Ships flew above, dropping bombs. He tried to sit up, but pain shot through his side. Blood covered his armor. He was alone. Help! Eli whispered, but no one came. Air was cold. His body was shaking. He closed his eyes for a moment, thinking this might be the end. Maybe he would die here, far away from home. Maybe his family would never know what happened to him. Then, everything became quiet. No bombs, no shooting, only footsteps. Thump, thump, thump. They were heavy and slow. Not human. Eli opened his eyes and saw a shadow. A tall, giant figure walked through the smoke. At first, he thought it was one of the enemy soldiers, an alien soldier come to finish him off. He tried to reach for his gun. His fingers were shaking. He couldn't grip it. The figure stepped closer. 9 feet tall, female shape, silvery blue skin, long glowing hair, eyes like bright stars. She was beautiful. Not like anything Eli had seen before. She was not wearing armor. She had no weapon. Her face was calm, peaceful. Eli's heart beat faster. "Are you going to kill me?" he asked weakly. The alien woman did not answer. She knelt down beside him. Her hands were large but soft. She touched his chest gently. Warmth spread through his body. The pain in his leg faded just a little. "What are you?" Eli whispered. Still no answer. She looked into his eyes, and something in her gaze felt kind. She lifted him in her arms, like he was light as a feather. He expected pain, but there was none. Eli wanted to scream, to fight, to run. But he couldn't. He was too tired. And something about her touch made him feel safe. The alien woman turned away from the battlefield and started walking. Thump, thump, thump. Each step took them farther from the fire, the death, the war. Eli looked back. He saw smoke rising. His squad. His friends. They were all gone. Tears filled his eyes. But he said nothing. He looked up at the tall alien carrying him. Her face was serious but gentle. He rested his head against her shoulder. "Why are you helping me?" he asked. This time, she spoke. Her voice was soft and deep, like music. "Because no one else will." Eli blinked. Her words were clear. Perfect English. He had no strength left to ask more. The world around him turned dark. His eyes closed. Fell asleep in the arms of the alien woman. Warmth. A strange warmth. Eli opened his eyes slowly. He wasn't lying on cold ground anymore. The fire, the bombs, the screams, they were all gone. He blinked. Above him was a ceiling made of glowing blue stone. The walls shimmered softly like starlight. He was resting on something soft, smooth as silk, warm like sunlight. He sat up too fast. Pain shot through his side. He groaned. Then he noticed something. His wounds were wrapped in clean, white cloth. Strange vines glowed near his bed, giving soft light. The air smelled like flowers and rain. This wasn't a prison. This wasn't human. And then she walked in, the same alien woman, 9 feet tall. Her long silver hair glowed like moonlight. She wore a long robe that moved like water. Her eyes, bright like twin suns, watched him with calm. Eli flinched. "What do you want from me?" She walked closer, slowly, carefully, like approaching a scared animal. "You're safe here," she said in perfect English. Eli stared. How do you know my language?" "I listen, I learn." She tilted her head. You were dying. I could not leave you. He didn't believe it. No one just saves the enemy. The alien woman sat down near him, folding her legs. I am not your enemy. Silence filled the room. Eli looked at her hands. No weapons, no armor. Only soft glowing lines ran across her skin like veins of light. He looked around. The room was strange, beautiful. Floating orbs of water moved slowly in the air. The floor was covered in thick moss, glowing faintly with every step. Where am I? He asked. You're in a healing nest, she said. My home. Eli didn't know what to say. Part of him wanted to escape, run, hide, but his body was still weak. She offered him a small bowl. Eat, it will help you heal. Eli looked inside. The food was strange blue and purple fruits, steaming green liquid. He hesitated, then his stomach growled. He took a bite. It was sweet, warm, comforting. The alien woman watched him silently. After a few minutes, Eli spoke again. What's your name? She touched her chest gently. Varia. Ria. He repeated, slowly. She smiled. Yes. Eli finished the food and leaned back. His head was spinning, not from pain, but confusion. You saved me, he said. You could have left me there. Why didn't you? Varia looked at him for a long moment. Her eyes softened. Because once, someone saved me too. Her voice was low, like a secret. Eli was quiet. He didn't ask more. He just lay back down, staring at the glowing ceiling. Outside he could hear soft music. Or maybe it was wind. Or maybe this place simply breathed. He had no idea where he was, but for the first time in days, he didn't feel afraid. As his eyes grew heavy again, he whispered, Thank you. Varia whispered back, Rest now, Eli, your fight is over. For now. Eli woke to the sound of music, but not like any music he had ever heard. It was soft, like wind blowing through glass. Gentle and strange. He opened his eyes. The room was glowing a calm blue. His body felt better. The pain was almost gone. He saw her again, Vavrea. She stood near the wall, her hand touching the strange light. You're awake, she said. Eli sat up slowly. Where are we really? Varia smiled. Come, I will show you. She turned and walked through a doorway that opened without a sound. Eli followed. What he saw took his breath away. They stood on a high ledge inside a massive underground dome. The ceiling was clear crystal, showing the sky above. Bright stars and 2 purple moons hung low. Below them, a hidden alien world. Floating lights moved through the air like fireflies. Tall trees with golden leaves swayed gently, even though there was no wind. Strange creatures walked among the plants, some with wings, some glowing, some with eyes like mirrors. A river flowed through the middle, glowing silver like liquid light. Eli's mouth opened. This is beautiful. It is called Caliph, Varia said softly. The safe place. He looked at her. You live here? Yes, and others like me once. Others? Varia's smile faded. Long ago we were many. Now I am alone. Eli was quiet. He could see the sadness behind her eyes. They walked down a curved path made of shining stones. As they moved deeper into Caliph, Eli saw more wonders, fruit that grew in the air, floating creatures that sang, giant glowing crystals growing from the ground. This place, it's not like the rest of the planet, he said. No, the war destroyed the outside, but not here. I keep it alive. Eli looked at her. Why didn't you fight in the war? She stopped. Her eyes looked up at the stars. Because I saw what war does. I chose to protect life, not end it. They kept walking. Varia showed him a large pool. The water reflected not his body, but his memories. He saw Earth, his family, his home. He saw the moment he joined the army. The moment he fell in battle. He stepped back, shocked. It shows your soul, Varia said. What is broken? What can be healed? Eli looked down. And what if it's too broken? She looked at him, her voice soft. Then we stay. And fix it together. He didn't reply. As they reached the heart of Kyleth, Varia handed Eli a small glowing crystal. What's this? He asked. A memory stone, she said. It listens. It remembers. Speak to it, and it will keep your words safe. Eli held it in his hand. It felt warm. He looked around at this beautiful, peaceful place. And a question burned in his mind. Why are you showing me all this? Varia's face grew serious. Because I believe you are not like the others. Because you were left to die, and still chose to trust me. Eli didn't know what to say. For the first time, he felt something strange, a connection. Like this place was starting to feel like home. But far above them, deep in the cracks of the crystal ceiling, a red light blinked. Tiny, silent. Watching. A small insect-like drone crawled into the shadows. Its red eye focused on Eli and Varia, and then disappeared into the dark. Days passed, or maybe weeks. Eli wasn't sure anymore. Time moved slowly in Kyleth, the hidden world under the ground. It was always glowing, always peaceful, always strange. Eli walked without limping now. His wounds were almost gone. Varia's medicine, her care, and the air of this place had healed him in ways even human doctors couldn't. But something else had changed too. He was smiling again. Laughed when strange glowing birds landed on his shoulder. He stared in wonder when floating stones sang melodies. He even started speaking small alien words Varia taught him, and every night, when memories of war returned in his dreams, she was there sitting beside him, holding his hand in her large, warm palm. Sometimes he cried, sometimes he shook from fear. But she never left. I've never felt this safe, he whispered once. Varia didn't speak. She simply placed her hand on his head and whispered something in her own language. It sounded like a lullaby. It made him feel like a child again, like he had a mother. One evening, Eli sat by the glowing river. He tossed pebbles into the light. Varia brought him a bowl of soft blue fruit and sat beside him. Do you miss your people? She asked. Softly. Eli nodded. I think they forgot me. Varia looked at the water. I know that feeling. You? He asked. She didn't answer right away. My people left long ago. Some died in war, some ran, some gave up. Eli looked at her face. For the first time, he saw her sadness clearly. Not just behind her eyes, but in her silence, in the way she sat. You're all alone here, he said. Varia nodded. Until you came. They looked at each other. For a moment, Eli didn't see an alien. He saw someone like him, someone lost, someone lonely, someone who cared. He smiled. You're kind of like a giant alien mom. Varia raised an eyebrow. A what? A mother, a mommy, the way you care. I never had someone like that, not even on Earth. Varia tilted her head. Then slowly she smiled. Then I will be your mommy, Eli. Eli laughed. It was the first real laugh in a long time. They spent the next few days together. He told her about Earth, about pizza, dogs, the oceans. She showed him how to shape light with sound and how to call glowing insects with a hum. They were not the same, but they belonged together now. One day, Varia left to get something from the outer edge of the dome. She said it was important, something Eli might need soon. He waited by the glowing tree, watching the floating birds, humming a song he barely remembered from childhood. Then he heard it. A sharp metal sound. Click. He turned. A small drone hovered near him. Red light blinking. Watching. Before he could move, the drone zipped away fast, like lightning up through a crack in the ceiling. Eli's heart sank. Someone knew. Someone had found them. He ran through the glowing forest, searching for Varia. When he found her, she already knew. They saw you, she said. her voice calm but cold. "Who saw me?" he asked, breathless. Via Rhea looked at the stars above. "Your people. Or mine, maybe both." Eli felt panic rise in his chest. "They'll come. They'll think I'm captured. They'll hurt you." Varia placed a hand on his shoulder. "Let them come." "What? No. We have to hide." She shook her head slowly. "We don't run from those who don't understand. We help them understand." Eli's voice cracked. "They won't listen." She leaned closer. "Then you must speak louder." The sky cracked open. The piece of Kaleth shattered. Eli stood under the crystal dome as red beams of light cut through the air. Dropships from the human army roared above the cliffs, their engines howling like angry wolves. Soldiers dropped. In fast black armor, glowing visors, rifles ready. Eyes on the target. One shouted, "Scan for enemy life forms." Yelled another. Eli froze. They were his people, his army. But they didn't know the truth. They didn't know this place wasn't a threat. They didn't know Varia, from behind a glowing stone. Varia stepped into view. Tall, calm, unarmed. Her silver robe fluttered in the wind, and her glowing hair shimmered like firelight. She raised her empty hands. "I mean no harm," she said in perfect English, but the soldiers didn't lower their guns. "She's speaking English," one muttered. "Could be a trick," said another. "Orders are clear. Recover the soldier. Eliminate the alien." Eli stepped forward. "Wait, don't shoot." "She saved me." The commander turned. "Private Eli Mason?" "Yes, sir, but you don't understand. She's not the enemy. She's an alien. You've been compromised." "No, she protected me. She healed me. I'd be dead without her." The commander didn't blink. "Step aside. That thing is a threat to Earth." The soldiers moved in. Via Rhea didn't move. Eli saw it happening too fast. His voice shook. "She's not a thing. She's not like the others." The red laser sights landed on Varia's chest. Beep. The weapons powered up. Eli jumped in front of her. The soldiers hesitated. "Private, move," barked the commander. "No, you'll have to shoot through me." Tension filled the air. The glowing birds vanished into the trees. Even the river's song seemed to stop. "She's not just an alien," Eli said. "She's my friend. She's my family." Behind him, Varia's hand rested gently on his shoulder. "I will not fight," she said softly, but Eli saw the soldiers' fingers tighten on their triggers. "No," he shouted. "If you shoot her, you're no better than the monsters. We came here to stop." Something shifted in the air. One of the younger soldiers looked uncertain. His hands trembled. Then a single shot, not fired. Caught. Floating in midair. Glowing shield hovered between Eli and the soldiers. Varia had raised it in a blink, just one glowing hand, and the bullet stopped. "I don't want war," she said, "but I will not die today." For a moment, everyone froze. Eli looked at the commander. "Sir, if you hurt her, you'll make a mistake bigger than this war." The commander stared hard, then gave the signal. "Fall back." Mission paused. Eli asked. "They'll want answers," the commander said. "And they'll be watching now." As the soldiers climbed back into the dropship, the commander gave Eli one last look. "You better hope your alien friend is exactly who you say she is. If she's not, we'll be back." The engines roared. The sky closed. Silence returned. Eli collapsed to his knees. Varia knelt beside him. "You didn't have to protect me," she said. "Yes," Eli whispered. "I did. You're the only one who ever protected me." She placed her hand over his chest. "Then we protect each other." A message had arrived. A thin black tablet was dropped from a drone into the soft moss of Left. Eli picked it up. The screen lit with one sentence: "Return to base immediately. The alien is to be captured. Orders final." His heart dropped. He looked at Varia, who stood silently nearby. She didn't ask what the message said. She already knew. You must go, she said. Eli shook his head. I'm not leaving you. You are a soldier of Earth. You were found. Now your people will want you back. He clenched his fists. They don't care about me. They didn't even come looking. Not until they thought you were the enemy. She walked to the glowing river and stared into it. I don't want you caught between two worlds. I already am. Ailey stepped beside her. My world fears you. Your world wants to hide. But I've seen both. And I believe we can build something better. Varya said nothing. He held up the memory crystal she gave him earlier. If they heard the truth from us, both of us, maybe someone would listen. Varya turned to him slowly. Words are not always enough. Then, I'll speak louder, Eli said. I'll tell them everything. She stared at him for a long moment. Then, she nodded. The next day, Eli stood before a small, floating device. It recorded everything. He spoke from the heart. My name is Private Elim Asen. I was wounded in battle and left to die. An alien woman, Varya, found me. She didn't hurt me. She didn't torture me. She saved my life. He paused. She cared for me. She taught me peace. She became my family when I had no one. I know the war has made us blind, but not all aliens are monsters. Not all humans are heroes. He looked into the camera. I choose to protect the one who protected me. He handed the crystal to the drone. Send this to both sides. The drone flew away. That night, Eli and Varya sat beneath the open sky of Kalith. One of the moons was slowly turning red. Blood moon, she said. A sign of coming change. Eli nodded. Let it come. But he didn't sleep. His message was out now. That meant everyone would know where they were. Not just humans. Other aliens. The kind Varya once warned him about. I need to prepare you, she said quietly, her voice heavy. For what? For what's coming. She led him to a dark cave deep beneath Kaleth. Inside was something Eli had never seen. A massive stone gate covered in strange glowing marks. This is where the last ones fell, she said. When the peacekeepers died. We sealed this place. Eli looked up at the giant symbols. What's behind it? Varya touched the gate gently. A weapon. One I swore never to use. He stepped back. You mean? You could have fought this whole time? She turned to him. Yes, but I chose peace. Until now. Eli's voice trembled. Are you going to use it? I will only unlock it if they leave me no choice. Outside, far above the dome, two warships approached from opposite sides of the sky. One human, one alien, both heading for Kaleth, and neither came to talk. The sky was on fire. Two massive warships, one from Earth, one from the stars, hovered above the crystal dome of Kaleth. Their engines shook the ground. Their shadows turned the glowing trees below cold and dark. Eli stood at the edge of the dome, staring upward. One ship flew the Earth flag. The other bore alien markings in red fire. Both were preparing to strike. 30 minutes, Varya said quietly. Then they will open fire. Eli's hands trembled. He had sent the message. He had told the truth. He had begged both sides for peace, but they didn't believe him. They don't want peace, he whispered. They want control. Varya touched the side of his face. Gently, then we give them something they cannot ignore. Minutes later, the sky cracked. A glowing beam shot from the dome, punching a hole through the clouds. A white flag rose with an ancient Earth code for surrender, peace, and parley. But it wasn't just a flag. It was a message signal, and it carried Eli's voice. It played on every human and alien screen above. We are not enemies. I was saved by the one you call a threat. She gave me life when war gave me death. She is not a weapon. She is hope. The warships did not fire. Not yet. Then, from the trees, a child stepped forward. Small, thin, skin like moonlight. Big eyes, glowing softly. An alien child. He walked into the clearing holding a small object, a worn-out Earth teddy bear Eli had given Varia days ago. The bear was old, dirty, and missing one ear, but it was in the child's hands. The soldiers. Paused. The child looked up. Eli stepped beside him. Varia followed. On the other side of the dome, an alien elder appeared. Slowly, calmly. On the human side, a general stepped out of a dropship. 4 beings, 4 leaders. No weapons, only eyes. Watching, and hearts pounding. No shots were fired. No orders were given. Only silence. Something changed. One by one, soldiers lowered their guns. One by one, aliens shut down their shields. The war wasn't over, but something new had started. Days later, Eli sat by the glowing river, watching the alien child play with the teddy bear. Via, Rhea sat beside him. Do you think it'll last? Eli asked. Via, Rhea smiled. Peace isn't born in a day. No, Eli said, but maybe it's born in a moment. They watched the stars together. The warships were still up there. Still watching. But for now, there was peace. And in the heart of Calith, deep underground, in the quiet between stars and soil, a human soldier and a giant alien woman had rewritten the story of war. Not with guns. But with care.